All right, good evening, nerds around the world. Welcome to episode 81 of the Nerds United as One podcast. I am Paul English. I'm your host tonight. And we have kind of a somber episode today. But before we get into why, I'll introduce our panel today. It's a good one. We have Chris Miller joining us. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Good evening, fellow nerds. This is a really interesting show tonight. We celebrate one of the best actors as ever entered into the cinematic medium.
Colton is also joining us. What's going on, Colton?
Hi everyone. Sorry I missed last week's episode. Breaking my record of appearances on the show. Starting back again at 0.
Don't worry, we can set a new streak. Mike Gulick from Geek Salad is also here. Mike, welcome.
Well, hey, glad to be here as always. Great to see you guys as always.
All right. So, like I said, kind of a somber episode today. As you know, it's been 2 years since the tragic death of comedy legend Robin Williams. So today we are going to be doing a tribute episode to him. We are going to be celebrating what he meant to us, and we are also going to count down our top 5 favorite Robin Williams performances. Before we get to that, some somber news to report. I think Chris was the one to break this. 2016 has taken yet another celebrity from us. I believe it was either earlier this week or last week. Kenny Baker, who we all know as R2-D2 himself, he appeared in all 6 Star Wars films, has tragically lost his life at the age of 81. I mean, you know, he was R2-D2. I mean, what else do you need but that? He was such a popular figure with Star Wars, and we will definitely miss him. I don't know who else can do R2-D2, but it ain't gonna be the same without Kenny Baker. So, Chris, I think you were the one who reported it. What do you have to say about it?
Instantly, my jaw instantly dropped. I mean, that really came out left field for me. Even though, Kenny Baker was in his mid-80s, we soon kind of, he would live just a little longer, Yeah, of course, he wasn't in The Force Awakens. He was really as a R2. He was a consultant for someone to play the R2-D2 character. But even though, he's not. I mean, he's not. R2-D2 obviously isn't one of the most. He's not the most marketable. Outside of Han Solo, Luke, and all the other characters, he isn't the most markedly shown, but he is one of the most important characters in the saga. I mean, he's really the unsung hero of the series. I mean, he's gotten the characters out of tight situations more than once. Because we haven't. Of course, Kenny Baker. He's had small roles over the years. Of course, Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits and so forth. With someone, he did bring. R2-D2 did capture our hearts. There's no one who's going to embody that sassy, spunky little droid like he did. Definitely.
Indeed. Colton, what was your reaction to the news?
I was surprised, It's like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised considering that 2016's been on the rampage when it comes to actors that we've all grown up with or whatever, but it's like, at least with Kenny Baker, I mean, at least he got to live, pretty full life, 81, that's a lot longer than most of these celebrity deaths most of these unexpected celebrity deaths this past year and all that. It makes a few moments in Star Wars: The Force Awakens even more somber regarding R2. How he was in low power mode, and 3PO said it was unlikely he'd ever be the same again, and now R2's actor is dead.
Now he'll never be the same again.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a dang moment, and kind of serves to just remind us all that we're getting older as more people another icon from our childhood has passed away tragically. But like I said, at least he got to live, compared to like Anton Yelchin, who just got tragically cut away before his prime.
Indeed. Mike, what was your reaction to the news?
Yeah, I mean, it was tragic. I mean, But to be fair, guys, he was 81, so he did have a long life.
Indeed.
Sorry, I had a sneeze that was coming and going, so it's kind of faded for now. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, yeah, most of us will remember him always as R2D2, and why not? That's probably his most well-known role. But I will always have a piece of my heart for him as Fidget from Time Bandits. His character was actually one of the more memorable characters in that one, and it's a very odd movie, but I highly recommend it because it's very Monty Python-esque because it was directed by Terry Gilliam. So I highly recommend it as a tribute to him. Check it out and enjoy Fidget and Kenny Baker, and we'll all miss you, and may you be one with the Force.
Indeed. All right. Yeah, 2016 just taking too many from us, and let's get to the main one, which is Robin Williams. I mean, I want to hear from you guys. I mean, I think we all grew up with Robin Williams in one way or another, whether it was any of his movie roles, watching reruns of Mork and Mindy. Maybe a lot of us have seen his stand-up when we got a little older. I mean, so I want to know, like, what did Robin Williams mean to you growing up? Like, what did he have an impact on you of any kind? Did he inspire you in any way? What was his impact on your life? Chris, I'll start with you.
Well, most frequently and probably most constantly. I mean, one of my first exposures to him was him as the voice of the genie from Aladdin. What struck me out was his, rapid fire, very romantic, reverent style, his reverent approach to the genie. Maybe that could be considered inappropriate, but somehow he managed to make something right. I mean, that was brilliant what he did, with all the celebrity impressions. Like, Trader Ed Sullivan. All right, Sparky, here's the deal. You got to straighten the shoot. He's like, remember, be yourself. I mean, but yeah, I was like, yeah, what child didn't like that character? What child wasn't delighted by what he brought to that role? Of course, I see them in Jumanji. Of course, that wasn't. I mean, of course, even though the film wasn't great, I mean, he still brought it, and he brought it in his effortless style. I mean, I think he was able to trust the child in all of this because he himself was a child at heart. What he did was absolutely wonderful in terms of the mastery of style and the mastery of improvisation and so forth and so on. He's just, it'd be hard to live up to his very meticulous manner, spontaneous style performance, though. What he meant was that he gave me a lot of great memories, especially for the films he did.
Someone did a count. He actually impersonated 52 celebrities during his recording of the Aladdin. He impersonated 52 celebrities.
Just 52? Man, felt
52 people that made the film. I'm sure there are cut scenes.
I swear it was
a lot more.
Oh yeah, he probably did about another 100 more that did not get shown. All right, Colton, same question.
When it comes to me and Robin Williams, at first I never really thought much about him when he was alive. It's kind of a you don't know what you got until it's gone sort of thing, because once he died, I actually found myself looking back on more of his old stuff, and I'm like, probably won't see a talent like his for quite some time. Maybe not in our own lifetime, actually, I mean, just before this episode, a little earlier today, I was watching one of his performances where he gave that you only get one little spark of madness when he gave that speech, and he's right, and we shouldn't lose it, because there have been times where when I'm like trying to do something creative, and I find myself just wondering, what am I doing this for, and then I thought back to that speech, that's the point. It's like I'm a creative person, and I shouldn't, even if I think like it's not really going to amount to something, I shouldn't just let that creative spark fly away or whatever, because you never know. Because people in life, they need to be entertained. I mean, it reminds me of this one time I read a story about how back when Steven Spielberg was shooting Schindler's List, because of how depressing that movie was, he actually called up Robin and asked him to get him to laugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
You
wow.
know about that?
No, I didn't, but it certainly doesn't surprise me.
Mm.
Certainly doesn't
Apparently, when
surprise me.
Christopher Reeve also suffered this horrific accident, Robin Williams was one of the first people to get him to laugh also, and
That I can believe. He also took care of. He also set up sponsorships to make sure his children were okay too. It shows you the kind of man he was. Mike, same question.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that most strikes me about when I see a film or TV show with Robin Williams in it is that when he's on screen, you can't help but look at him. He automatically, I mean, even when he's just voicing voicing a character, he has that special charisma, that special humor, that life that you just are automatically drawn to. Your eyes want to watch his character because he just has that fun about him. I mean, it just, I mean, every single role that I've ever seen him in, it's the same thing. Yeah, I mean, we really lost a talent with him. He, as much as I hate to say it though, I can understand why he did go out like he did. I mean, when when he, I don't know if you guys know you guys probably all know the details.
I heard like some of that he was getting like the early signs of like a very debilitating illness.
Yeah, yeah,
same illness, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, he had the early stages, and he knew that it was just going to get worse and worse. And I mean, one of the first things that was going to go was like probably his mind, and he did not want to suffer, and he didn't want to have other people like kind of see him in that light. So more power to him, like for that. One more thing I've always had undying respect for him for is the fact that he is such a huge Nintendo fan that he named his daughter Zelda after Legend of Zelda. That is just plain straight up cool. That makes him the coolest guy I've ever known.
he actually did a commercial for I think
I've seen that.
The remake of Ocarina of Time, and like his daughter says, "Dad, are you talking about me or the princess?" And he said, "Hard to say. You're both very magical." I'm like, "Aww."
So yeah, more power to him. We will always have his roles. We will always have our memories of him. Thank you, Robin Williams.
Thank you, Robin Williams.
Chris?
Paul?
Paul?
Paul, are you there?
Oh, holy crap.
I think we lost him.
Uh,
Yes, that's Google Plus for you. That's Google Hangouts for you. Oh, Paul, there you are.
yeah.
All right, was I the one who froze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Welcome back.
I'm hearing, Avi was talking about how Google Plus is moving to YouTube Live on September 12th. These fucking freezes and whatnot, they better fix it by then, or I'm going to be so goddamn pissed. This is just pissing me off like nobody's business. All right. Well, Mike, I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of what you had to say when I rewatch this, because that's how I'm going to have to hear it. So
It was very deep and meaningful.
I have no doubt it was. All right.
It was. It really was.
So I guess it's my turn then. What Robin Williams meant to me. I mean, what can I say that you guys already have? He was one of my heroes growing up. I mean, all the movies I saw him do. I mean, he was just all. Yeah, he was a hero, he was a legend. I mean, all these like superfluous words that overused a whole lot, but they all fit him. I mean, Jumanji, Aladdin, Miss Doubtfire. I mean, just so many incredible movies. I mean, I always knew he was fun. I always knew, and I never realized just how funny he was until I saw his stand-up specials. Holy shit! I don't know if you guys know this. He never wrote down a single joke. He always thought them up on the fly, because that was the magic. That was just the gift he had. Whatever he was saying, his brain was already 10 steps ahead of what he was saying. That's how quick-witted he was. That's how good and talented he was. You cannot teach anything like that. That is all natural.
That's why when he did that comedy special with Whoopi Goldberg and Billy Crystal, they spent half the time just cracking up because they had no idea what the hell he was going to say next.
Oh, yeah. I can believe it.
No, most people I'll probably say, yeah, I would probably need proof of him. I would probably need proof of that. But with Robin Williams, I mean, if we've seen all of his work, we know that, yeah, that's definitely the truth with him.
Well, I mean, I think this clip still has it. It's a segment he did for an interview on Inside the Actors Studio back in 2001. And James Lipton asked him, what is the secret of your mental reflex? Are you just thinking faster than the rest of us? And he goes on like this 6-minute rant, like, yeah, how do I explain this? This is as close as I can explain it. He just goes off on Sony with just one little, what's the word I'm looking for? Prop from the audience. He just takes a scarf from a woman in the audience, and he just makes up like half a dozen characters like that. He's so quick with it. It's incredible, really, how good he was. I mean, yeah, it's sad that we lost him too soon. But real quick, Mike, I did hear a little bit of what you said of how he was battling not just Parkinson's, but like other severe illnesses that was just going to get worse and worse. After reading that, there was one thought that crossed my mind, like, instead of going out the way he did, he could have become a very vocal proponent of the Right to Die movement, which I know has like gained a lot of traction in recent years. But I just was wondering myself, I wonder why he didn't go that road, but I don't know, maybe his family wouldn't have liked it. I don't know. We can only guess, I suppose.
I think it was more of like he knew that everybody saw him a certain way. He knew he had this image that people loved about him, and he felt that if he were to start deteriorating like that, it would take that image that people had and just like start crushing it a little bit. And he didn't want that. He wanted people to remember him for the light that he was.
Maybe. All right. So guys, let's do it. Let's celebrate this man. Okay. Well, let's celebrate him. Let's just talk about what we love. Let's count down our top 5 favorite Robin Williams performances. Let's just count it down. Chris, I'm going to start with you. A couple sentences. Just give me number 5 on your list.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right.
I mean, like I said, not a particular film that I thought was the best, but what he did, like I said, with every other film I've seen of his, he was the star of it. He definitely was. I mean, he brought to life this very devoted, this very devoted, caring, and charming father of these children. And then when of course, when the heartbreaking thing is when his parents got a divorce, when the parents divorced, he will go to such lengths to make sure that his children are in his life. So he gets on the persona of this English nanny and so forth, man. And man, oh my God, just looking at him, man, just like it's just what he does in that movie, especially with the bro, like, yes, fucking
Alexia, here's a cream for your tea. It's coming off my face.
I mean, like I said, he is so delightful in that film. It's just like he just transforms as Mrs. I mean, when he's Euphegenia Doubtfire.
Euphegenia Doubtfire.
Euphegenia Doubtfire. I'm sorry. But,
yeah, I don't think anyone can say that name. It's all good. Colton, you're up. Give me number 5 on your list.
Number 5 on my list is Peter Pan from Hook. So.
Okay.
Like, Hook has its issues and all that jazz, but, there's just something very fitting about Robin Williams playing an adult Peter Pan, because Robin Williams, he's pretty much a kid at heart, so to see him actually losing that, becoming, like, Peter Banning, a pretty bland and for sort of neglectful father, and seeing him, so made it all the more rewarding when he rediscovered his happy thought and his inner child and managed to fly again, It's like... oh wait, I'm not frozen.
No.
I'm not sure.
There you go, Colton. Let me stop.
Not sure where to go with this, but it's like, I don't know, there's something very uplifting about if anyone other than Robin Williams played the character, it just wouldn't have been half as heartwarming as it was, I think, we're considering the moral of not losing sight of your inner child and what have you. So, yeah, Peter Pan, number 5.
Indeed, indeed. All right, Mike, go ahead. Give me number 5 on your list.
All right, my number 5 is Mork and Mindy. Yeah, Mork from Ork. This was one of the first roles I ever saw him in. It was, the show itself is pretty cut and paste. It's not a particularly special premise. However, you put Robin Williams in the role of Mork from Ork, and you have a special show because he just takes the premise that it's you got an alien that doesn't really understand the human customs, and he has all these weird quirks, and it fits Robin Williams to a T. I felt bad for the directors of the show because they had to try and pull him back from, because I'm sure he went off on all kind of tangents. And who played Mindy? I think it was Pam Dauber.
Yeah.
I can only imagine some of the outtakes from that show where she's just spending like half the show cracking up at Ron Williams just going off script something fierce.
They had to bring someone in who actually spoke Yiddish so they could understand what Robin Williams was saying. 'Cause he was just talking that quickly.
Oh yeah, and then they bring in Jonathan Winter, and him and Robin Williams had a really great kind of banter because Jonathan Winters is very slow, methodical with his comedy, and Robin Williams is very just fast-paced and antic, and excited. So the two really had a nice play off of each other. But that's for a first time that you're going to see Robin Williams on screen. Mork and Mindy is not a bad place to be because, like I said, he just takes a very simple, generic premise and makes it something special.
Indeed, indeed. All right. Number 5 on the list is actually going to be a bit of a surprise because it's not a particularly good film. That's Tom Dobbs from Man of the Year. Now, admittedly, not a very good film, but Robin Williams in that role, he did something that I consider nothing short of a miracle. He made politics interesting for me. Now, anyone who knows me knows I fucking hate politics. I always have. I always will. I can't stand it. I made the decision of who to vote for president based on a web survey that I took. That's it. That's how I chose who to vote for president. That just shows you how little I care. But he made it interesting. Like, if that was real guy and he was running for president, I'd vote for him. I would have voted for him. Yeah, he made politics interesting. That's a miracle to me. Only Robin Williams could do that. All right, Chris, go at number 4 on your list.
Okay, number 4 on my list is probably it's at the early start of his career, and I feel it was one of the most underrated films ever to have been made. It's his performance as T.S. Garp in The World According to Garp. It's based on the Darren Norvig novel. He plays this very bright, very funny, very inquisitive guy, who leads a very interesting life and a very strange life, indeed. Like I said, it's another example of his genius. He's really funny and very, and this has equal parts very funny and very sad. And because let's just say in The World According to God, there are so many strange things that happen in that film. Of course, he basically plays I don't know how to, but yeah, in the film, he really, like I said, is another example of this very unique craft. Like I said, it's a film that should be often seen even more because it is it's an incredible film with incredible writing, stuff like that. I mean, he simply shines in that role. I haven't seen his film. I haven't seen the film version of Popeye. I mean, I haven't heard great notices about it, you know. But to me, yeah, I mean, this is the film. I mean, this is the film that he just simply shines. This is just a local story that has happiness, sadness, heartbreak. I mean, love. I mean, there's so many dimensions in this film, and Robin and it's really an underrated masterpiece, I feel. And Williams Williams, along with many other great actors, including Glenn Close, John Lithgow, he really holds it together.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Colton, you're up next.
All right, number four on my list is Mork from Mork from Mork and Mindy. So much like Mike said, I mean, Robin took something that could have been very generic and just injected a hell of a lot more light than you would have expected into it. I've actually read that apparently the scriptwriters just gave up and just wrote into the script, Robin goes off on this scene, and I can believe it. You know, I mean, it's whenever somebody I'm not gonna pretend like Robin had like the most flawless career, but whenever somebody didn't try to constrict him, that was usually when he was at his best. You know, he could just use his talents to the fullest to make something kind of only half interesting and really build it into something that was very memorable. You know, I mean, with Mork, you can definitely tell that if you were to watch it, you would definitely believe that Mork was an alien. You know, it's not like an informed attribute or whatever, where it's like someone could say, okay, like someone could just play Mork as a vaguely sort of quirky alien, but that was about it. But he really went all out, you know, and that's something that you should all keep in mind when it comes to movies, I guess, and all that jazz, you know, not to settle for less in the entertainment industry.
All right, thank you. Mike, you're up next. Give me number 4 on your list.
All right, my number 4 is Jumanji.
Nice.
I mean, it's not my favorite role of his, but again, it's kind of like Mork and Mindy. He took what could have been kind of a lame, kind of a goofy premise. I mean, take the movie that came out after this one, Zathura. It's a fun movie, but it's nothing special. When you put Robin Williams in there, he makes it special. He gives it an excitement. He gives it a humor, but he also gives it a heart, and that was something that I think Jumanji has over Zathura. I mean, just honestly, I don't know much more to say beyond that. It's just he had fun with that movie, and I mean the fact that in this in the remake that they're talking about making, they have to get both The Rock and Kevin Hart in there, so it takes 2 people to match Robin Williams 1. That says a lot right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can't. 2 people can't cut it. You need 5 people to duplicate what he did.
I think they're also calling for maybe Jack Black so in that too.
Oh,
so yeah, you're also gonna need Yeah, I think you're gonna need a few more people than that. I think you're gonna need Neil Patrick Harris. I think you're gonna need a few other funny people to do it.
Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Probably the entire cast.
Stiller, perhaps. All right. So before I get to number 4, something interesting I just learned. This day marks the 39th anniversary, if I did my math correct, of the untimely passing of the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
Really?
I think all of us, most of us at least, grew up with some of his songs. We all should know at least one Elvis Presley song. You should all like at least one.
Dog, grind all time.
I'm not a fan of Elvis.
All right.
Not a fan.
Anyway. All right. So number 4. And this is also going to give me an opportunity to clarify a mistake that I made on a previous episode, because I didn't think of this film right away. When we did our top 5 movies we hate but everyone else seems to love, this film should have been on my list, but I didn't think of it. So on that list, I dropping Amazing Spider-Man, the 2 Amazing Spider-Man films. I think I had Watchmen at number 3. That gets bumped to number 4. I had Tropic Thunder at number 2. That gets bumped to number 3. The number 2 on that list, Dead Poet Society. I fucking hate that movie. It is boring as hell.
You monster.
And the twist at the end pisses me off.
You monster.
That being said, shut the fuck up, Chris. That being said, I love Robin Williams in this movie. That is my 4th favorite performance that he did. I loved him as the role. Every second he was on that screen, I was into it. How the hell this guy did not win an Oscar is beyond me. It was a friggin' amazing performance. I loved him in it.
Hey, Chris.
So, terrible movie, but great performance.
Chris.
Hmm?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Indeed. I quote that. That was a great scene.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like I said, terrible movie, great performance. That's Robin Williams. All right.
A terrible
You
movie.
can make even a bad movie seem interesting. All right. So, Chris, go on. Number 3.
All right, number 3 on my list is his vocal performance as the genie from Aladdin. Yes, yes, I mean, yeah, it's at number 3. I mean, it was
a little low for me, pal.
Well, it was difficult coming up with this list. I mean, you know how hard it was for me. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah.
No, this is friggin' easy.
Huh?
This was easy to do. Come on now.
Hey,
It's like the genie, and then there's pretty much everything else.
come on. But yeah, the genie from Aladdin. I mean, I'm not sure if you can elaborate further on his amazing voice performance. I mean, he is what makes that movie work. I mean, he could have taken. I mean, the premise seemed I don't know, guess lame, but lame can be probably on paper, but with Williams, man, there's something.
Did you just call Aladdin lame?
I mean, it sounded. I'm not saying it's actually lame, but
I am not gonna have that motherfucker. No, you do not mock one of the greatest goddamn movies I've ever seen. I'm not gonna have it. Not on my goddamn show. It ain't fucking happening. Keep dreaming. No, you take that shit back. You just slammed the computer. Fuck you, Well. No.
Fuck David Ortiz. God damn it.
What?
Hey, Chris. Yamcha can rule the entire Game of Thrones world. So take that, your character, your Game of Thrones pussy, right there.
Okay, you can take your Pokemon, shove up your ass.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that? I can't hear you. I think there's something going on at the other end right now. What? Yeah, are you having microphone issue? No. You think for one fucking second I'm gonna put up with that? Nope.
While you guys finish this up, I'll just start reading a book here.
All right. So Chris, whenever you've
I've
come
had
to the
your
era
abuse.
of your
I've had enough of your abuse.
Continue, please.
I love the movie Aladdin. I think it is a wonderful and sweeping adventure, but without Robin Williams' performance, I think the film would have been a little lesser.
Barely.
Well, let's be glad that Robin Williams was there then.
Maybe. I mean, but he was born to do this. I mean, the field of animation, was meant for his talents, and that shows. I mean, in no other film signifies that than in this one. I mean, I'm a little skeptical about this. But they're making a Genie's prequel because they won't.
No.
Yeah, because they won't be able to match his genius. I mean, with the improvisational style, the ad-libbing, man. I mean, he almost, the whole performance is so exhilarating. In the hands of a lesser actor, I don't think he would be able to rise to what was expected of him like he did. I mean, of course, like I said, the voice improvisations, Ed Sullivan, Jack Nicholson, oh man, I like how he spots out many pop culture references in that. And it's just like,
well, we saw what happens when you don't have Robin Williams voicing the genie when they had Dan Castellaneta voicing him.
Lame.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Stop. Look. He gave it everything he had. He just did not have good material, I think. I think that was really the
He was
problem.
okay, but like I said,
Yeah, he ain't Robin Williams.
not Robin Williams. Like I said, oh man, I just like I said, I was so in love with this character. I love the genie. It was like I said, it's no small. It's because Robin Williams truly brought this character to life.
Love the genie so much. Chris Miller marries the genie. That is a magazine headline for you.
Why would you marry?
You are up next. Give me number 3 on your
Why
list.
don't you marry Pikachu?
He'd be my pet. Colton, go.
Shocking.
Anyway, number 3 on my list is Jumanji. Again, Jumanji it has its issues, but again, Robin Williams takes a character that could have just been pretty dull and actually gives him some life. It's a guy that's been trapped inside a board game for the past 26 years, and when he comes out, you really believe that he's been, very mentally affected by that whole experience and what have you. What I loved about this movie is that Robin Williams also showed that he could actually pull off drama without feeling like he was compromising himself, I guess you could say. Like the scene at the end of the movie, towards the end of the film, where he makes the fight, where Van Pelt has him at gunpoint, and he asks him to run, and he says no, and he says, "Aren't you afraid?" And he said, "I'm terrified, but my father taught me that sometimes you have to stand up to what you're afraid of." And I really believed him when he said that line. Shows that Robin isn't just isn't like an over the top goofball or whatever. He does have range whenever he does have range. He can do drama whenever it's required, among other things. It's another thing to love about the guy, especially when he was voicing the genie, but we'll get to that later.
All right. Mike, you're up next. Give me number 3 on your list.
All right, my number 3, I can sum up with one word. Bangarang! Number 3 is Hook. Come on, guys. You've had to have seen
Not a fan of the movie.
No, I haven't seen it.
Not a fan. Love this
Hook
performance.
was on my list, remember?
I remember seeing Hook with one. Actually, I went to see it in theaters with my best friend at the time, and I love that movie so much. I really need to get it on Blu-ray. I need to see if it's available because.
Yes, it is.
Oh, goody! I am buying that one. Hell yeah! It's just, it's so much fun. You start off with, Robin Williams playing Peter Banning. He's just. He doesn't believe he's Peter Pan. He's uptight. He's grown up. He's lost all the magic, and it's weird because Robin Williams normally all of his roles he's just embodying this magic, this life, and for that first part of the movie he doesn't have it in him, and you can see it. But as soon as he starts embracing, as soon as he embraces the fact that he is Peter Pan, boom, it's there. He has that magic again, and he keeps it all throughout the rest of the movie. Even when, spoiler alert, Rufio dies, he still has that magic. He has that life. He is the energy of that movie. And playing off of Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook, that's no easy feat. And those two had great tete-a-tete. I thought it was a great, and I would have loved to see a sequel, but not in the cards. But I am absolutely going to buy that movie because I love that movie.
All right, thank you, Mike. All right, number 3 on my list. Hello! This is Downfire, come on now! Hello there!
Jeez, you just scared the hell out of me.
Just what I was going for, actually. Well, at least it worked. Yeah, come on, Mrs. Doubtfire. You gotta love it. Hold on, let's see what Mike does. Nope, nothing. Okay.
I was hiding.
How can you not love Mrs. Doubtfire?
Very individual, isn't
The
he?
guy was amazing in this movie. It just seems to fit Robin Williams playing an old... an Irish lady with broken hips, but flaming boobs. You gotta love that. It's so enjoyable, so perfect. Woo! He pulls off a hell of an accent too. You gotta love it. Oh, is it English or is it? I'm gonna get with that accent, dear. That's all I have to say. Wouldn't just agree. I have such a stereotypical accent. I'm sorry. I apologize to all our English population.
Paul, I've got to be honest. I have no idea what the hell you just said. Not a clue.
I couldn't tell if Robin's accent was like English, Irish, Scottish. It's UK somewhere, and I get this terrible stereotypical accent.
Also accent.
Oh, I can do a great Scottish accent. It's got to come from a man voice. I don't think I can do a Scottish woman.
Yes,
Would not work at all.
Big Scottish accent.
I can do too many accents. It's a little talent. But anyway, I mean, yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. Freaking awesome movie. You gotta love it. All right, Chris, number 2, go.
Okay, my number 2 favorite performance of Robin Williams is his performance as John Keaton in Dead Poets Society. It's simply, he just gives an amazing performance as this movie, as this very unorthodox, very unconventional teacher who's trying to, get these kids to seize the moment, to make something of their lives, to get out there. Just go out there and chase that chance. You had to take that, make that leap of faith, in life, in this performance, you can see some of the standard, not the standard I would say, shtick of Robin Williams. You see his natural charisma in this performance, but he also in this performance, he really tries. He really goes out of his way to inspire, to guide these young writers. I love some of I love when his take on John Wayne. It's like doing Macbeth. It's like, was it a dagger I see before me? that was a wonderful moment there. But anyway, just like his take with the material was nothing short of terrific.
All right. Colton, give me number 2 on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Colton, unmute your mic.
I did mute myself.
Muted
Okay, who muted me? That's...
Wasn't me!
Okay, well...
Chris, you bastard!
I didn't mute him.
Well, I did just mute myself. Forget it. Anyway, number 2 on my list, I was going to say this is going to be a tad unconventional, but number 2 on my list is his performance in The Crazy Ones from 2014, a CBS show that was, it was actually his last role on television, one of his last few roles, I think.
Right. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. What I liked about that show is that, it's Robin Williams and an ad agency, the comedy practically writes itself there, because it's something that, like I said, some of Robin's best roles were the ones that that knew how to take advantage of the fact that Robin Williams was there. In this case, it's him working at a freaking ad agency where he can just let his creativity fly off the rails without seeming out of place and what have you. And also, he had a pretty good chemistry with Sarah Michelle Gellar. She actually looked like someone that would be like they actually worked well off of one another. There was one scene where he was teaching her how to drive, he was trying to teach her how to drive properly, and she was trying not to run over a crow, and he just calmly kept saying to her, "Don't worry, the bird's gonna move. It's gonna move. He's gonna move, okay? He's gonna move. Just drive." And I'm like, just the way Robin was delivering it, it just had me cracking up every second, especially when she wound up running over the bird, and he said, "I really thought he was gonna move, And it's
unusual choice.
It's just one of his. Like I said, I'm not entirely well versed in Robin Williams' filmography and all that jazz, but this is probably one of the few times I actually did see one of the few things, in addition to the other stuff on my list. The Crazy Ones was probably one of the. I can't think of the words I'm trying to go for right now, but yeah, never mind. I lost my chance. It was a good show. It was a good show. It was a good show. They took advantage of having Robin Williams there. He's working at an ad agency. What could possibly go wrong with that?
All right, Mike, you're up. Give me number 2 on your list.
All right, my number 2 is probably the most serious role he's had on, well, at least the one on my list. It is Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, I'm a little biased about the movie because it was set in Boston and I'm from Massachusetts, yeah, so a little biased there. But I mean, his chemistry and the scenes where he plays off of Matt Damon's character are just, it's some of the most amazing piece of film I've ever seen. I mean, the whole thing where they're talking about, like, Will's kind of analysis of his art. That scene is just Robert Williams just gives some of the most amazing just dialogues right there, where he just goes on about, like, how, like, dude, you're just a scared shitless kid, but you're a genius. Nobody can deny that. I mean, it's. I mean, yeah. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they deserved that Best Writing Academy Award there, but I think that movie would have. It would not have, like, the special emotional depth and emotional heart at its core if Robert Williams was not playing Sean. I can't remember. Yeah, Maguire. Yeah, it's a marvelous film, and Robert Williams is a big part of that.
All right, thank you, Mike. All right, number 2 on my list. You guys have already said it before. There's really not much I can add to, but the genie from Aladdin. I mean, of all his film roles, that's probably, if not his defining role, one of his defining roles. I mean, or certainly is one of the most iconic roles. I mean, like, I'm not going to say too much because you've already gone to me. The genie. When I heard that, Caleb and I were pushing for Aladdin for years to come out, get a Diamond Edition released from the Disney Vault, telling people get it out of the vault. They kept delaying it. When they finally bring it out, I'm like, yes! I bought it very first day. I watched it that night because it's that good a movie, and a big part of it is because of what Robin Williams did. Now I just need to get the 2 sequels from the Disney store, and I'll have a complete set. So need to get on that soon. But I mean, yeah, the original, it's an amazing movie. Can't top it. All right, guys, we're up at number 1. Let's get it going. Chris, your number 1 favorite Robin Williams performance is what?
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me, or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Da Nang. Oh, Viva Da Nang. Denying me. Why don't they get a rope and hang me? Hey,
Oh, a career highlight of his. And I invited the role that was his breakout role. And yeah, he did. I mean, he was brilliant and rolled according to God, and of course, he got great notices from Moscow on the Horizon. But this is the one that made people take notice. It's like, yeah, Robin Williams is. There's something about Robin Williams. People instantly gravitated towards him, and it's not hard to see why. I mean, he plays this very unconventional DJ. I mean, with this very off-color, very broad style. I mean, he just shines a light, in this very in this war that they're fighting. Like I said, he just, like I said, it's one that got people to notice his very, very spontaneous, rapid fire style. I mean, but he's able to tackle the stronger material as well. He's able to tackle very intense, very dramatic scenes, especially with the bombing of the bar. Yeah, he is aware. He's very much aware of. He handles it. I mean, quite deftly. I mean, he's quite dynamic in it. He's able to treat it with dignity, and that's what I like about it. Yeah, even though it's very much a comic performance, he can handle the dramatic stuff pretty fantastically. You know, I still like that Wizard of Oz bit. You know, in his first broadcast, he said, "Don't get me, it's militarized sound. Sounds like something off the Wizard of Oz." It's like, and yeah, that was and another great part of it. He ad-libbed the whole thing, and the whole, you know, when they were laughing, I mean, those were real laughs. I mean, they weren't in the script. I mean, like I said, with Robin, one of the great performances that, you know, showcases his unmatched talents.
I really need to get around to see that. I'm ashamed I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen it? You haven't seen
Not
it?
yet.
Okay.
You want to play that game with me?
No.
How's it feel, you fucking cocksucker? How's it feel? Dickhead. Fucking dick sucker. Eat it.
Shut up, you disgusting fuck.
Should I get my book again?
No, I gotta keep it short and sweet.
No, Paul, when you get muted, you're supposed to go crazy yourself.
Oh, no. I let Chris do the comedian. I'll just go calm and a little just.
Yeah, you can't. You can't do shit.
All right, Colton, go for it. Number one.
Number one on my list is
Jafar, he's our man if he can't do it.
Yep, the genie from Aladdin. I mean, he's made all of our lists, and what more can be said about him? You know, I mean, it's another role that takes advantage of the fact that it's being played by Robin fucking Williams. You know, and this one serves him, I think, almost perfectly. He's playing a genie with phenomenal cosmic powers, and so you can definitely you can buy all of his improvs because it doesn't feel like out of character for the genie or anything. He's a omnipotent, phenomenal being that can see practically everything and all that jazz, so it makes sense that he would be as wild as he is, but it's also probably one of Robin Williams' it's also a great dramatic performance from Robin Williams as well whenever the situation calls for it. He does a great job jumping back and forth between the line of comedy and drama, especially when he talks about being free, you know, I'll be one of the greatest treasures of all in all the world and all that jazz. And you can't help but feel for him in that particular instance, along with all of his other dramatic scenes. And as such, it was pretty much when we lost him in Rashard Jafar, it definitely felt not quite as funny, so it was great to have him back for King of Thieves and all that jazz. Just a great comedic performance from a great comedic actor. There's literally no limits with that role for him, and that's what I love about it.
I was just thinking there's something I wanted to say, but I lost my train of thought. God damn, I hate that. Maybe you'll come back to me. But in the meantime, Mike, you are up. Give me number one on your list.
My number one. Well, first of all, let me just say that I actually just did go on Amazon and order Hook. Only $9.
There you go.
And also, I just want to put a special mention, honorable mention in for Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest.
Oh yeah.
His role as the quasi-insane baddie. Not his best role, but his baddie rap is always kind of fun, and he just has a manic energies in that role. But yeah, my number one, just like it's been on all your lists, and like Colton just mentioned, Aladdin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not condoning what Chris said earlier, but I was just thinking about it. You know what? Watching that movie, going through the first paces up to the Cave of Wonder, you're like, okay, cool. It's a fun movie. It's a cool, fun movie. Nothing special though. Then the genie pops out. Like, okay, this has now become a special movie.
10,000 years will give you such a frick in the neck.
Master, I don't think you realize what you got here. So why don't you ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities?
Yeah, you guys ain't never had a friend like me, all right?
Oh, beautiful song.
Yes. I mean, there's a reason why Aladdin is actually my favorite Disney animated feature film, and for a large portion of that is due to Rob Williams as a genie. I mean, yeah, I mean he's this larger than life being, but he right through his voice, he has such expression of emotion. I mean, when Aladdin promises to use his final wish to free him, there's just like such like a joy. It's like a kid coming down and seeing the presents on the tree at Christmas. It's like he has this hope that he's working for, and then when Aladdin says, I can't free you," there's this heartbreak to him. It's devastating. And when he has to use his powers to go against Aladdin, you can tell he doesn't want to, but he has no choice. And then finally, when Aladdin does free him at the end, again spoilers, there's just this explosion of emotion. It's been pent up for 1,000 years. He's been hoping for this forever, and he suddenly gets it, and then he realizes that he's leaving his best friend, and that final scene is one of the most emotional scenes in all of Disney movies, just because there's that they become such great friends, and seeing them kind of like going their separate ways at the end, it is a bit of a heartbreak for me. But it's just his role is just he is absolutely the heart and soul of that movie for good reason. So that is why it is absolutely my #1 favorite Rob Williams role.
All right, nice thing. All right, I suddenly remember what I want to say. I didn't know this. I didn't realize this until after he passed, but Robin Williams is actually a very big gamer. I was kind of surprised when I heard that, and in fact, not long after he died, World of Warcraft actually did a tribute to him by creating a non-playable character, which was a genie with a lamp, and they gave him like that famous line, "Infinite cosmic power, itty bitty living baby." I thought that was a nice thing.
Yeah, you would have known that if you'd seen my bit at the beginning where you froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought that up. Yeah,
all right. Okay. So we brought it up twice, and in fact, he named his daughter Zelda after Princess Zelda.
Again, brought it up.
Already brought that up. Paul.
And you froze again. There you go. Cool.
Fuck you, Google Plus. All right. Before I get to #1, I do want to give a quick shout out to Jumanji, and I'm kind of biased toward this film because it was shot in Keene, New Hampshire, and I'm from New Hampshire, born there, lived there, New Hampshire through and through.
Okay.
Did I freeze again?
No, you're good.
Oh, you're good.
All right. So yeah, I love Jumanji. Okay, #1. My #1 favorite film. You might be kind of surprised by this, but it's none of his movies, it's none of his TV shows, it's his stand-up performances. Holy fucking shit. I never knew how funny he was until I saw Weapons of Self-Destruction, his 2009 special. Oh my god, I was laughing so goddamn hard. Like I think it is like half a dozen times I had to pause it so I could calm myself down because I was laughing so hard I was about to die. I was literally going to die if I kept laughing. He is just that funny, and it amazed me to learn that he never made up any of his jokes, so he was just making everything up he did on the fly. I mean, Robin Williams, he's an unbelievable actor. He's an unbelievable voice. His stand-up, that's where he reigns supreme. He is a stand-up god. He really is, and the greatest joke I've ever heard him do to this day, I still quote because it's that good, his history of golf segment from his Live on Broadway show in 2002. Walking away down the fucking stroke!
Sounds like I'll have to give that one a watch.
Yeah, it is freaking hilarious. You can find them on YouTube if you want, but if you're like me, where you need that like physical disc, you can actually buy Live on Broadway and Weapons of Self-Destruction. They're available on DVD. I found them on like FYE for like $10-15. You can also find them on eBay and all that place. But I mean, yeah, these right here. And then he also did Live the Metropolitan Opera in 1986. That was hilarious. I mean, yeah, you have not seen the true genius of Robin Williams until you've seen his stand-up special. So if you haven't seen it, get out there and start fucking watching it, because that's where he is a god. All right. So yeah, it doesn't matter what stand-up. It's just all of them. That's my number one favorite performance. So rest in peace, Robin Williams. You will never be forgotten. All right.
Definitely.
Before we wrap up, this is going to be for all our Flash and Arrow fans out there. I learned something interesting this week. Turns out, as we all know, Season 4 of Arrow and Season 2 of Flash are coming out on DVD, Blu-ray for purchase. But I learned that Best Buy is going to have Blu-ray Steelbook exclusives for those seasons. So when I found them, I'm like, well, shit, no way I can't get those. So if you like Steelbooks, if you like those shows, I encourage you, go to Best Buy and check those out, because they're going to look cool in your collection. Just throwing that heads up for you. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap up episode 81 of our show. Definitely, like I said, kind of a somber episode, but we did our best to make it joyful, because that's what Robin Williams was all about. He was about joy. So I'd like to thank everyone for being here. Chris, it was a pleasure having you here.
Very great being here. Great being here to celebrate this. You know, I mean, one of my favorite actors in all cinema.
Mm-hmm. Colton, it was a pleasure having you here.
Well, good to be back again for this episode.
And Mike, as always, it's a pleasure having you.
Great to be here celebrating this comedy icon, and Nanu.
Hey.
And so next week, guys, we are going to be doing something special. It's going to be a 2-episode stretch where we are going to be showing off our entire collection of movies and TV shows. One episode will be devoted to movies, another for TV shows. I haven't decided yet which one next week is going to be. I'll keep y'all informed about that. But we're gonna be starting then next week. We're gonna be showing off our whole collection. So get ready for those, because I got a feeling those are gonna be some long ones. So we'll try to do our best to try and keep it short. But I think this is gonna be a fun collection. I think it's gonna be a fun collection. But we all have fun collections. It's gonna be a fun episode to do. I have a good feeling about this. So we will see you next week for that. And until then, have a great day, everyone.